Good morning. Good morning. It's a bit wet outside, a bit cold, but the day goes on. Welcome to Granny Fluid Anonymous, where the first step of Granny Fluid Anonymous is if you identify yourself as a Granny Fluid and your life has become unmanageable, then this meeting is solely for you. We are fully supportive of our own contributions, and that is Granny Fluid. What comes down to is, for many years now, people just like to get caught up in their own bullshit. They believe their own vocabulary. They believe their own lies. Quite frankly, they believe their own deluded mind. Some have bipolar. Some have split personality disorder. But most of them just see it as fun. They call this Granny Fluid entertainment. Yeah, pretty good entertainment when you look at it. The most important thing, they're full of shit. Every single one of them is full of shit. Now, yeah, hello, how you going? Enjoy your cup of coffee, as I will this morning. So what it comes down to is, no matter which side of the fence you want to sit on, no matter which people you want to hang around with, the common denominator is, if you are a Granny Fluid and identify yourself as a Granny Fluid and your life has become unmanageable, then this meeting is for you. It's called Granny Fluid Anonymous, like a 12-step program that you have in rehab when you're an alcoholic, a drug addict, gambler. The list goes on. You get the drift. What many people don't realize is I don't really give a too damn hoot on what people say about myself or my friends. But what I don't like is when some of your friends decide there isn't really much of a problem and that one of the Granny Fluids is a different kind of species. Correct. Different kind of species is correct. But she's still a fucking problem. A massive problem. She is different. She's different than the other Granny Fluids. Quite frankly, she believes her own hype. People say the same thing to me. I believe my own hype. But the thing is, what hype have I produced outwardly? What lies have I said about myself to other people? Well, most importantly, what lies have I said about other people? Yes, there's a lot of history. Many people know about that. It all goes back to the one thing, the essential of the truth. I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you like me. Most importantly, I couldn't give two rats what you think. But what it comes down to is when people are being fake, two-faced, like you 1 minute, stab you in the back, the next spread gossip about this show, what's been said on this show, and do whatever. You can do what you want. You're hanging out in Google Hangouts. You're talk amongst yourself. You don't have any black friends, so to speak. One Granny Fluid has came out and called a black person a coon. That person knows who it is. Huh? Now she's going on her other channel and calling herself Sugar. Really? You call yourself Sugar? Very interesting. Not. Why don't you just call yourself a dick face? What it comes down to is you say that, well, many people in the granny fluid world say, you're not welcome in my life and that. But yet you listen to this show, you take it back, you do your commentary, blah, blah, blah. Sweet. I do the same thing too, sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. People say, oh, but you do 5 hours show, 7 hours show, 8, 11. Well, whose fault is that when people jump on and they seem to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out? Here, Damien, here's the link. Jump on. Have a coffee with me. So, basically, what it comes down to is Eric, Damien, myself, we can see through bullshit when we see it. And that's basically what it is. Bullshit. 101% bullshit. And when we have in the past removed certain people from the group, which many have called it the Sentinels of Truth, there's a reason for it. Damien and I removed Brenda at one stage because we knew what she was all about. Damien in the past has removed Jimmy from the group once back in a couple of years ago, because they had a personality issue. Right? But what it comes down to it is when we remove people from what many people call it the Sentinels of Truth chat room, is because we tend to see the bullshit behind the person. We read between the lines. We read between everything that they represent. And quite frankly, we cop the most fucking hate for that. Which, in hindsight, it doesn't really matter. Huh? It doesn't really matter. But when you see people hop, skipping, and jump back and forth from group to group to group, and coming back into the fucking, what many people call the fucking cult, it starts to put things in perspective of what they're doing this for, and more importantly, why are they doing it? Are they doing it for an ego boost? Are they doing it to gather information? And then where there's a disagreement, they take that information and just spread the fucking whole shit out, which has happened in the past. Just look at one particular person that keeps bringing up the defendants chat group that used to be on Facebook. She keeps bringing it up. She keeps talking about it. There's no court here, mama. There's no court here. It's just a name for the fucking channel. Right? There's no jury, there's no judge, and there's no executioner. Just a name of a fucking YouTube channel. So, when people say that they've got things to do, they're busy, but yet the next thing they do is go back on the fucking chat and or the panel of the people that I'm supposedly, which is true, by the way, have heat with. It just makes it a bit. How can I put my message across to you for you to understand what all this fucking shit is about? I don't have a problem if you jump on anyone's other panel. That's not the issue. But you spent time talking to myself, Damien, and Eric, but yet you still associate with the granny fluid. You might not have a problem with them, but the thing is, give them time and they will fucking stab you in the back. Simple. And I know that they're watching, and you want me to fucking name you? All right, I will. Kim Arnott, you're fucking live right now. You got a panel with Angela. Jimmy's back there as well, and a few other people. You're currently watching here to see what I say. Well, to you, Kim Arnott, you're full of shit. You always have been and you always will be. You're a two-faced, hypocritical, drug-independent, fucked up human being. Just like all the other cronies that fucking support you. Or you have surrounded yourself with. You're no worse or better than fucking Tamara/Wendy. You're no better than fucking Tacos, Colleen. You're no better than Brenda Becker. You're no better than fucking Becky Dean. You're not any fucking better than them. You're the same. Mentally disturbed or challenged. There are some people out there in the granny fluid world think it's funny and it's okay just to prank call in the middle of the night to the suicide hotline fucking number. Think it's funny to prank call the suicide hotline number. Ask yourself a question. Why do you think it's funny? I don't ring it. Damien doesn't ring it. But the granny fluid thinks it's hilarious for some reason to prank call the suicide hotline in the middle of the night for the fun of it, to get a laugh. What about if those people that want to ring up the suicide hotline number that are this fucking close to committing suicide, but they can't get through because you're taking up the phone line? There's many of you out there that do it. That do it as a fucking joke. Pretending that it's all fun and games. But there could be actually someone out there who's just one small step away from ending their life. But they can't get through because fucktards like yourself are clogging up the phone line, making prank calls to them in the middle of the night. You need serious help. But the reality is, most of you are beyond help. Beyond fucking repair. It's like this. If you were a wounded animal and the Animal Welfare League came around and they say that you're beyond help or beyond recognition of survival, what does the Animal Welfare League do? They put you down. Maybe, I'm just saying this, you can take it any way you want. Maybe some of the granny fluid need to be put down. Maybe, just maybe. to be fully exposed to what they really are. They all hang around together. They all do the same fucking dirty work. They all claim that myself, Damien, and Eric are in a pedophile fucking cult group. And most importantly, some, not all, some have actually called Eric a pedophile. Not only was he a friend of a pedophile, but some have called out Eric a pedophile. Interesting. Have you ever heard myself call any of you a pedophile? I've called you fucktards, I've called you retards, I've called you granny fluid. But have I ever called any one of you a pedophile? You can't prove it because I've never fucking said it. But it's okay to make racial slurs about a black person, isn't it, granny fluid? It's okay to call a pedophile when you haven't got any fucking proof. It's okay to accuse someone of being a peeping Tom or a rapist or in a domestic terrorist group, isn't it, granny fluid? It's okay for that. But when we flip it back on you, you lose your shit. I never said that. But yet we've already downloaded some of the fucking audio to back our statement up that you actually said it. But yet you still deny it. That's why I call you guys out. You're fucking liars. Every single one of them. You're a fucking liar. I don't care if you don't like me personally. I don't care. But you all need to know that you're full of it. Every single one of you. You play a certain role, a certain character in your own certain fucking drama show called Granny Fluid. You should get an Emmy Award for it. Matter of fact, you could get a fucking Oscar prize for it, for best movie. And some will get the best performing actresses in it as well. You guys are directing it. You're also producing it. Some of you are the executive producer. You produce this all on your own. You say that you're busy, eh? Busy doing shit. One particular person said that she was busy looking for a new house. If that's the case, then why are you still on fucking YouTube? Answer that question. Do any of you guys fucking work in a real job? A 9-to-5 paid job? Probably not. Some of you claim disability. Not knocking the disability. Some of them get a government welfare supplement package. But the moral of the story is, does any of you have a paid job? Many of you spend hours and hours and hours on fucking YouTube. Think you can make money off it. Some have, some haven't. You're only good as what you show produce, what you put out. Yeah, you got supporters. Sweet, you got supporters. I've got supporters too. One particular person in the Granny Fluid said that music wasn't the be all end all. Well, for me it is, because that's my fucking job. If you don't like it, stiff. I get paid for it. Well, you jealous because I make a living out of the music business? You jealous that I play sport on the fucking weekend, competitive sport? Are you jealous that I'm not on here every fucking day talking about you? I don't need to or want to talk about you. There's a difference. I don't need to talk about you, and I don't want to talk about you, but I do. Why is that? to expose the bullshit lies that comes out of every one of your fucking mouths. Every one of them. But yet, you still deny what you said, even though we played that fucking audio clip back on this show. And yet you still deny saying what you said, even though it's your voice in the audio clip and whatnot, but yet you still deny it. Why is that? Are you playing a character to certify and to fulfill your needs, your purpose? Because you're full of shit. But this is Granny Fluid Anonymous. If you identify yourself as Granny Fluid and your life become unmanageable, this meeting is for you. Right? I was supposed to come on later on tonight, around about 10 o'clock Eastern. I'm not too sure if I want to do that now. Because what's the point? What's the point doing a show when realistically not going to prove anything, not going to change anything, not going to open people's eyes up? None of that above. What's it going to do is just cause more shit. People say, Jamie, you got to stop causing this shit. I never caused the shit in the first place. In one way, I think I'm a little bit glad that I'm on this side of the fucking world than being in America. Even though I love America, I love the people there. But with all this fucking shit that's going on, some of you people, not all, but some of you people, just wouldn't know how to handle me. You can't handle me here on fucking YouTube. So what's going to be like when I'm actually in America, in person? You won't handle it. It'll be 10 times, 100 times fucking worse in person. Oh, but I got a gun, I'll fucking shoot you. You think I'm fucking scared of guns? It's got nothing to do with the gun. It's got to do with your personality and your own fucking character. And quite frankly, I've been to America before. Oh, we were there for the Patriot movement, the truth movement. Yeah, really? What are you doing? What have you done to your community? You gather signatures to stop the mandate to masking? You got any signatures to get your governors out of fucking office for them putting the fucking mandates in place to begin with? Have you done any of that? I've been battling with my own government daily because some of the state borders are shut. Not just the international border, state border, where you can't go from one state to another state. James, who gives a fuck about Australia? Well, I do. I could change that back to some people in America. Who gives a fuck about America? Some of you people created this fucking mess by voting these fucking politicians in to begin with. I didn't say all, I said some. But what you got to realize is, no matter where you are in this world, we're all in it together. And you think that I don't know what I'm talking about? We've been living under dictatorship for a fucking long time in Australia. And I'm only just preparing some people in America what is to come. Oh, but we know You really know what's to come? How about living here for 3 months in Australia to see what's really going on in the world? I'm just saying. I'm not being racist. I'm not saying Australia's better than America or America's better. Some people just don't understand what is coming. It's been happening here for over 20 to 30 years in Australia. Hey, they took our guns away, didn't they? They're about to do that in America if you allow it to. But that doesn't matter to some of the granny floors, does it? You rather just make up false accusations about being rapists, pedophiles, and being involved in a death cult group. More importantly, false accusations about being a domestic terrorist group. People say that we slander. I'm a misogynist, yeah? I say cunt because that's my fucking language. It came from the European type of terminology, not monogamous. If you didn't hear the word cunt by the age of 4, you're not one of the chosen one. And I know some people in America, especially Canada, the word cunt is offensive. Well, what about a particular person that called a black man a coon? Is that acceptable? Let's open the floodgates here, shall we? A particular person called a black man on a panel a coon. Live stream right here on YouTube. Just not too long ago. She goes by the name of Tacos, Colts, and Cats. Her first name is Colleen. Do you think that's acceptable, calling a black man a coon? You see where this is going? I'm just pulling out the real fact of some of you people. You can go and look it up on it's there on YouTube. She was on someone else's thing. You think I'm making it up? Go and look for yourself. And what I might do, just to fucking hindsight here, maybe I'll fucking pull it up and fucking show you what you said. But not on this episode. I will on another one, but not this episode. Patience is the key. It's there. She knows it. She's laughing about it. She's proud of herself, actually, when she said it. But how do you feel about it? Do you have a black friend? Or you know someone in your community who is black? What would you feel if you heard that word? Coon. More importantly, how would you feel if you heard the N word and that was your friend, your neighbor, your co worker? Did you give a shit? How do you feel when you've been accused of being in a death cult, a domestic terrorist? Some of you just don't give a fuck because you are the ones that said it yourself. But I'm still here. Even though YouTube like to kick me out of my own show. But I'm still here. The Fab Four, hey? Realistically, there's only the Fab Three. Me, Eric, and Damien. Realistically. That's the truth. The Three Musketeers, what it really is about. What it really also comes down to is name any one of us that's been charged or been found guilty in the court of law at any given time. Many people know I've been accused of rape twice. Never got charged, never even been to court. The police knew it was all fabricated, didn't even touch the woman on both accounts. They asked some questions, I gave them answers, walked off. No charge, no fingerprints, no photograph, no case number, because there wasn't no charge. But some of you who's got a twisted brain cell, which is only one molecule, by the way, think just because I've been accused of it, then I must be a rapist. Give yourself a Mars bar. If you don't know what a Mars bar is, it's a chocolate bar here in Australia. America used to have it, but I heard you don't have Mars bar in America anymore. But anyway. So I want you people to really have a good fucking hard look at yourself. I do every morning when I'm in the bathroom. I have a shave, brush my teeth, do a shit, wipe my ass. And I look at myself in the mirror every day when I wake up. Also look at the mirror every night before I go to bed. Do I say I'm perfect? I'm far from perfect. Have I had a rock bottom? Oh, you better believe I had a rock bottom. How does my fiance think about me? She loves me to death. We're happy. Most of you people have seen her on cameras. Just for a little brief moment. But I did that for a reason. To show you that I am fucking real. That I am happy. My life is happy. Despite what goes on in the world with this pandemic and whatnot, I'm happy with my own life. I don't give a shit about anyone else's life. Only my friends, my family that I care about. But sometimes, not all, but sometimes, your friends can be your fucking worst enemy sometimes. And I've lost many friends over the pandemic. One that I classified as a brother in Melbourne. He's deleted me. He's blocked me. Don't even talk to me no more. Because I voiced my opinion on the pandemic. My opinions are totally different than his. So I don't know if I'll be doing the show tonight. Just putting it out there. You know, maybe not. 10 o'clock Eastern. I don't know. Because what's the point? What is the point of all this? Do I want it to stop? Yes, I do. But is it going to stop? For some people, no, it won't. Last year, I made a video just before Christmas, maybe a month or two before Christmas. It's on this channel. The title, I think it's time to get the band back together again. I stayed on that video for 9 months last year. I didn't do any shows on Granny Fluid. Early that morning of that episode that I did, I listened to Eric and Damien. They did a 5-hour show on Eric's old YouTube channel. And he made a particular point about me. I went on to do my own things, which is right. I did go on to do my own things. What was I doing? I was combating each and every day of my own government of what they were doing in the pandemic. Lockdowns after lockdowns and shit like that. I was more focusing on that last year for 9 months rather than any fucking shit that went on YouTube. And there were some people in the Granny Fluid world that jumped over to join Eric on his show, and I didn't even watch Eric's show, didn't even participate in it for 9 months. Some of you people out there in YouTube land thought, one, I was locked up in jail, or two, that I was dead because no one heard from me for 9 months. The only ones that really didn't know about me, and the most important person, was Damien and Chad. They knew what I was up to for 9 months. My ex-housemate drove his car into my old house. We had to move. We got a place. But for 9 months, I didn't do one fucking show on Granny Fluid last year. Could I do it again? You bet your bottom dollar I can do it again. When? I don't know. Could it be from this moment forward I don't do any more Granny Fluid shows? Possible. But whatever. I just know for a fact, when it comes down to this, is there history between me and the Granny Fluid? Yes, there is. How deep do that history goes? Pretty deep. How personal is it? Very, very personal. So, why does it matter to some? And they pick fun of, like, I like the sense of humor behind the actions of some people. Because I live in Australia, they like to pick and thing about my slang, my look. And what I've got to say to some people, I'm not exactly white. I've got an olive complexion, which makes me half black, half white. Which I joke around that I live in the radiation zone sometimes. In the summertime, I live in the radiation zone. I love the sun. Winter, on the other hand, gets pretty fucking cold here. People make fun of me that I'm a lunatic playing rugby with no shoulder pads and helmet. Well, suck it up. Harder than the fuck up. That's our terminology here in Australia. Buy yourself a bag of cement and harden up. Some people say, and especially earlier this morning, it's going to get a lot worse for you if you don't back off. That's coming from Tamara Todd, Wendy, and that also came from Kim Arnott Biscuit. You said the exact same line early this morning, Kim, to what Wendy Begley Chapman did, / Tamara Todd. It's going to get worse for you if you don't back off. Question: how? I've been waiting for a long time for things to get worse. For things to actually do get worse. I'm not advocating violence. I'm not supporting violence. I'm just asking a simple question. It's not a trivia question. It's just a simple question. How is it going to get worse if I choose not to back off? If I choose. See, that's a magical word in that sentence. It's only 2 letters. IF, if. If I choose not to back off, how are you going to make it worse for me? I ain't going to do jack shit. Because all it is a scare tactic. It's like, don't throw rocks in glass houses. I don't throw rocks in glass houses because I know it'll break when I throw things. Then ask yourself a question. Or you don't answer questions because you played the Fifth Amendment. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, your Fifth Amendment does not Hello, fellow man. But when it comes down to granny fluid, you know who you are. Why do we come up with the name granny fluid for? I'll say it one more time for those people that missed that episode. Granny fluid is drama. They all like watching drama shows. And that's basically what many people do. They watch these prime time, daytime drama shows. And they just translate that onto YouTube. Because that's all you hear. Drama, 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 drama. They say, Jamie, you fucking bring drama. Yeah? Have you gone back to some of the old... Oh, you can't because YouTube have taken them down. I wonder why. Medical misinformation. The one that you got to see more of is the one on Southern Truth, where I did the Christchurch massacre shooting, the Las Vegas shooting. You can go back into the old ones here when I done 3 nights in a row of the fucking riot in Minnesota last year. But that doesn't matter. Jamie create drama. No. I create commentary on what you people have said. Oh, you take my words out of context, yeah? One person said that about me 2, 3 years ago when she wrote a description in one of her episodes saying I didn't really know who Jamie was till Laurie Alexander mentioned his name. And that Jamie was going to come over to America and kill me. That's her words, not mine. Didn't take it out of context. I was reading her description. That person was on my panel about 3 weeks ago, give or take. We were talking about Damien's little issue that he had with Brenda, because Brenda brought up some shit that wasn't true. Why did why did Becky decided she wanted to leave the conversation? Because I brought up something that I probably shouldn't have, but I did. When I mentioned to Eric, Laurie, in a chat room one upon a time, saying if you give yourself enough rope, you hang yourself. At that particular time, I didn't know that Becky Dean was going through suicidal thoughts at that time. But it was like a cachet type of thing. You sit in the barber chair long enough, you give yourself a haircut. You play with fire, you'll get your hand burnt. The last thing I said, if you give yourself enough rope, you'll hang yourself. I got hate from Laurie and Eric that I shouldn't have said that, because it will come back on them and myself if that person did commit suicide, that we were going to get accused for it, because I said it. The rope. So I brought that up 3 weeks ago when I had this person on the panel, and she cut the fucking thing short and she started crying again. I'm only putting the fact and truth out. Whether you want to listen to it or not, that is your fucking problem. But I will say this again. If you do give yourself enough rope, you will eventually hang yourself. Because nothing changes when nothing changes. People say they change. Bullshit. I don't know about Eric, and I sometimes don't know about Damien. But for myself, I don't trust anyone. Yeah, Eric might invite people in and that. And sometimes I know who the person is. Most of the time, I don't know who the person is that comes into the group, so to think. Huh? But I don't trust anyone. Straight up, I don't. You've got to fucking earn the trust. You can do chores and clean. That's good. Like you're doing something. Well, the most important thing is, why did uh, don't take this the fucking wrong way, but some people are going to take this the wrong way. Why do you all fucking hang out in each other's fucking chat room for? Because you can. I get that. But seriously, why? Don't you have Google Hangout to hang out with and talk and socialize rather than fucking chatting and having a conversation in someone's fucking chat room? Is that what the purpose for? I don't mind when people fucking ask a question to the panelists, but when you're having a group conversation in a fucking chat room when the live streams, what's the purpose of that? Most of the time, I don't pay attention to my chat room. Only just regularly now, because people that I know coming over to the chat room, they just want to stir up some shit. And they know who they are. They can change those fucking account names as many times as they want. Still the same person. Once again, nothing changes when nothing changes. Oh, James, you're not too smart. You're not too intelligent. Didn't say I was the smartest tool in the fucking toolbox or the sharpest tool in this toolbox. But I can rest assured you, I'm not the bluntest tool either. But some of your granny fluid need to fucking take your medication. I don't know what that medication is, but you need to fucking get what I call professional psychiatric fucking help. There's been many times when I have listened in the past on certain people. 1 minute they're happy, next minute they're sad, next minute they're angry, next minute they're sad. It's either fucking bipolar or serious fucking personality disorder. You call it for what you call it. Right? But many of you decide what you want to do. I know some say, oh, I don't have issue with that person. Man, eventually you will. It all goes in a full circle. What goes around comes around. And there was one particular person that did this not too long ago. She played both sides of the fence because she thought some people were friendly with her, the other ones were right back. That person is Brenda Becker. But there's some other people out there that I've known, and I just had a chat with someone earlier, are doing the exact same thing. And I'm trying to give them a warning. Don't fucking do it. But you're your own person. Have fun while it lasts. But there was one person, like I said, not too long ago, that did the exact same thing. And look what happened. And that person was Brenda Becker. She played two sides of the fence when it came to Eric, myself, Damien, and a few others. And spread the shit around. And she still is. Damien and myself warned Eric numerous of times. He didn't believe it at first, but he now does. He said it to me numerous of times. I should have listened to you, James. You're right. I don't make this shit up, folks. But what I encourage people to do is go and look for yourself and read between the lines. Read between the body language, if you can fucking see it. Read between their volume of speech. Read between it. I know this firsthand. It was over 20 years ago when I went into rehab for drugs. And I've been over 20 years clean of drugs. I'm talking narcotic drugs, not marijuana. I don't classify that as a drug. But serious drugs like heroin, crystal meth, ecstasy, speed, oxycodone, methadone. Over 20 years clean. This was the thing that I lived by. I wrote this down 20 years ago, and I live by it every day. Don't bullshit a bullshit artist. When I was using 20 years ago, I was the biggest bullshit artist you ever met. And I got away with it some of the time, till it caught up to me in the end. People say, oh, you went to rehab, you're a quitter. How would you feel if your mum giving you a phone call and say if you didn't get help, I was going to put your name in the death notices in the paper, saying that her son had died from a drug overdose? At that particular time, I was trying to walk from one side of the country to the other side of the country under the influence of crystal meth or methamphetamine. I ended up collapsing in the Blue Mountains in New South Wales. All I needed to do was go another 10, maybe 20 kilometers to a truck stop, and I would have got a lift from one of the truck drivers that goes interstate. But I didn't make it. I collapsed in the middle of a fucking bush and ended up in rehab the next day. But you can take that with a grain of salt because that doesn't really mean shit to some people. And I don't really fucking care. People say, why are you doxing yourself? I'm not doxing myself. I'm fucking doing a personal testimony. There's a difference. People say, oh, that's doxing. No, it's not fucking doxing. People bring up the word gaslighting. No. What many people got to realize is you're gaslighting your fucking self. No one does it for you. You do it yourself. You're only a reflection of your own image. And most of you people in the granny fluid world are miserable, lazy, and everything else in between. I do the things like music because it's my pride and joy. I love it, man. Is it the be all end all? For me, yes, because I get paid so fucking well for it. Breaking news. Music world. Megadeth had just fired Dave Ellefson from Megadeth because Dave Ellefson was doing sexual acts on a hangout, so to speak, with another woman while he was married. This was just a couple of weeks ago. He's now been fired from Megadeth. The bass player, Dave Ellefson from Megadeth, is fired from Megadeth. It's all over social media as I speak. It only happened a couple of hours ago that he got fired. But that doesn't matter if it's about music because it's not granny fluid drama. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say. But yet you're here listening or watching or commenting, whatever, multitasking, whatever. Give yourself a pat on the back and give yourself a biscuit. Last night, my time, I narrowed it down with Tamara Todd, aka Wendy Begley Chapman. She does live in Arkansas because me and another person were calculating the time difference from where he was living compared to the video that Tamara Wolf put up on her video stream, and it was an hour apart from where he was living. It came down to two places at one stage. If she was 2 hours ahead of him, she would have been in Pennsylvania. But it wasn't. It was only like an hour ahead. She's in Arkansas. But she speaks a lot about Pennsylvania, especially Pittsburgh. And I know this for a fact. When she does go to Pennsylvania, she's not on YouTube for about a week. And I'm just trying to figure out, what about those 75 cats that she's looking after? Who feeds them? Who looks after them when she goes to Pennsylvania? Maybe she takes them with her. You need one big fucking lead for that, don't you? But anyway, I'll go back to this. If you're a wounded animal and you're beyond help, and the Animal Welfare League comes and look at you, 9 times out of 10, you get put down. I'm not advocating violence and I'm not supporting violence, but yeah.
What's up, Jamie?
Oh, I'm just rattling on shit.
Sorry, I missed most of that show. I was on the phone with my sister.
Yeah, I got it. But some of these running fluids are beyond help. In my opinion, they need to be put down like a wounded animal. I'm not advocating, I'm not supporting violence, but some of these people deserve it. They created them.
I'll say some of them are certifiable, and they definitely need some psychological assistance.
Oh, they need more than that. They need to go into a mental fucking asylum ward. Now,
well, that's mental assistance, isn't it?
I'm going to say something to you, Jimmy, and I know it's going to be a little bit personal, and you might get a bit heated with me, but I want to say this. I don't mind, and I don't really care if you go into Kim's show. I don't. That's not the point I'm making. But, and hear me out where I'm going with this. A person, here's Eric. A person, don't speak, Eric, just be on mute. I need to say this. Be on mute, Eric. I need to say this. There was one person not too long ago who did the same thing, kind of sitting on the fence. Or more importantly,
we got feedback.
Or more importantly, played on both sides of the fence.
Eric, real quick, you got feedback.
Yeah. I'll put you on mute for a second, Eric. Anyway, you've gone. More importantly, Brenda Becker played both sides of the fence, and yeah, look what happened. I'm not saying you're doing the same thing. Don't take that wrongly.
No, I'm not taking that at all. Like I said, I mean, we were friends first. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter.
But at the same time, but
you might not have. But you said that you don't have an issue with Kim. Well, let me put it this way: not yet. You don't.
Okay, and that's fair. That's a fair statement. If Kim decides to come at me if for some reason, then
she tried to. She tried to in the someone in the chat room just to, but anyway.
Right. Now her associates have come at me. That'll admit to. But Kim hasn't come at me. So I'm not going to have a beef with Kim until there's a personal
guys.
Beef
I only got
Kim.
a sec here because I'm in between classes, so I really have no fucking idea what's going on. I've been at work. I just got out of work. I got to go back in a sec. But something about that I called you, Jimmy, and told you who to talk to or something like that.
No.
Well, that's what they assumed you said. They assumed it was me. I think you missed that. They assumed it was me that did that.
No, I told. Okay, now
no,
they
you
did
didn't.
assume.
You didn't tell them it was me.
No, I didn't tell them it was. I told them it was Jamie.
Oh, you did? Okay. I told him. I thought a little bit of the show, and I'm like, why am I even watching this? Here I am getting accused of shit that I never did. Okay, because they assume shit, man, and it's not cool when they do that.
I know, and that's where all this shit starts, Eric, is when they hear something and they assume that it was meant about them, but they don't try to clarify. They just go on a fucking tangent. they go on a tangent and assume that it was about them, and then that's where this whole that's for my
They
opinion.
assumed that I was
That's
the one
where a
who
lot of
called
this
you.
has started.
Their assumption was that I called you when I'm at work and I'm getting accused of shit.
Right. I did try to fucking quash that, and then stated that freaking it was Jamie that called me, and that he can be mad at me for fucking throwing his name on Kim's show if he wants, but I was going to explain why I had made the show.
I don't think he probably didn't even care, but I heard the assumptions going on with them immediately, and that's why when they do the whole she, he stuff, say people's names, kids.
Yes. Well, now, to a certain degree, when you do say somebody's name, then people do lose their shit sometimes. So, I mean, you've done it. Jamie's done it.
You know what I'm saying?
Kim's done it. It's the soap opera. But where I come from, I associate myself with a lot of people. But I'm not gonna play spy for anybody. I'm not gonna play devil's advocate for anybody. And until I have a personal problem with somebody, that's when I'll take.
Well, you never have.
Right. We've
Me
never
and you
had
known each other a really long time, like since the whole fucking,
It's been almost 7 years. Yeah.
That's who you are.
But what I'm trying to say to Jimmy, I was the one that called Jimmy. All I'm doing, and he knows this, I'm only looking out for him.
Right, but by them assuming that it was me, I mean, I listened to a little bit of it, and then all kinds of shit got talked about me again.
Well, now hold on a second.
I didn't have anything to do with this.
Kim made the assumption.
She was bullshit, wrong. Though.
But at the same time, you've made some assumptions too, Eric, and they've been
wrong.
Name
one assumption.
I can't right off the top of my head.
Well, I haven't made it. What assumptions?
I've witnessed a couple. Well,
what name them?
I can't right off the top of my head because I'm on the spot and my brain don't work that good on the spot.
I try to bring facts behind whatever I say rather than assumptions.
Right. Now that I will agree that's what you almost always do. But I have seen you when No, hold on, say that again.
I just watched them. The little bit of the YouTube I watched when I walked out the door 10 minutes ago is them completely assuming it was me that called you. And I didn't hear you say Jamie, so I don't know. I'm just saying. See how those assumptions work? I see how they work. Right. See how that works? Ain't that neat? Sure is neat.
And if they're making those assumptions, then they were incorrect because it wasn't you that called me, Eric.
But this is why the shit will never end, because that's what happens a lot of times with a lot of people, man. They just assume shit and they don't name names.
Yep.
That screws shit up even more because, you know what I mean?
This is what I
don't know. Whatever.
This is what I was trying to.
It's a vicious circle that just keeps going around.
It never ends. Like I said, I'm at work, and somehow I'm making calls.
It's 6:30. It's 6:30 in the morning here, and I'm awake. This is what time I get up in the morning. Right? I might be doing shit later on today, but right now I just thought, okay, I had a talk to Jimmy. Right? I don't know how Jimmy took it, but he knows I'm only looking out for him because there was one particular person not too long ago played both sides of the fence.
Dude, okay, guys, I'm sorry. I fucking got to go back to work again. But
don't worry. Yeah.
Why do I get a feeling it's just going to be the video war thing going on again? It's going to happen again, ain't it?
Well, only if we allow it. Only if we allow it.
I'm going to assume.
See, there you go.
But you know what? I mean, I'm taking an educated guess.
Go on.
Right. And like I told Jamie, I know you both have a lot of history with Kim, and I know you both have a lot of history with Lori, and I know you have a lot of history with Mike. Me, I'm not involved in. Well, I know the list is longer, but those are the three that I'm interacting with. You see what I'm saying? And from my perspective, until I have a personal beef with one of those, I'm not going to disassociate because of
you do whatever the fuck you want, dude. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Right,
never
exactly.
Have.
That's all I was telling Jamie. Jamie told me you're going to do what you're going to do, and I said that's exactly right. And as long as we can all be civil when it's dealing with us, and when it's me dealing with them, if I can be civil with everybody, then there is no reason for a YouTube war. I mean, if anybody wants to guilt me by association, then go be a juvenile and guilt me by
suddenly
association.
I did all this shit again while I'm at work. From what I saw, from a little bit I saw. Now, I didn't hear you say a name. I just heard you say.
I'm not defending Kim, and I'm making an assumption here. I just seen a notification that she just dropped a new video. Listen. I'm
a psychic.
And the name of it is "Let's Get This Clear." So maybe she's clarifying that it wasn't you, Eric. I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet. All I did was see the notification.
Yeah, the problem is, you talk a bunch of shit after your assumptions, and then you're assuming. But then you say stuff. I mean, this is how it works. I mean, anybody could pop on right now and say so and so called me. You know what I mean? And right. Why would you just believe that? First of all, you could be fucking with them, Jimmy. You know what I mean? But it's the assumptions that fuck shit up. Is all.
Yes, I will agree. And all I can say is I hope that Kim clarifies. And maybe I didn't drop Jamie's name when I got back on the panel. I could have swore I said that fucking no, it was Jamie that called me.
All I heard was you say somebody called, and then all of a sudden it was fucking talking to all kinds of shit about me. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this again. Why?
Well, stop. I got off there because my sister called. I got off of there, whether you believe me or not. I fucking just sat there and fucking talked to my sister.
You never lied to me. Like, why wouldn't I believe you?
No, I'm explaining to the YouTube audience and their audience, if they're fucking watching, that I jumped off when my sister called, and I spoke to my sister, and then I told Jamie I'll come on this live stream as soon as I get off the phone with my sister. And I'm assuming, here we go with assuming, after I got off the show, then whatever you heard, you heard.
No, I heard why you were on the show. There. It was why you were on the show.
I was on the show?
Yeah. They're like, nobody was. And I knew it. I knew he was going to do this. Mechanics. So yeah. And I'm just like, dude, I was at work. Now I'm going back to work. I'm in the parking lot right now. But I saw Jamie message me, and so I fucking peeked, and I probably shouldn't have.
No, I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you when I rang you, Eric, that I was the one that called Jimmy because I knew.
Oh, all right.
You got accused. You got accused.
And I tried telling Jamie that we were going to do the show tonight, like at 8 o'clock, like we planned to. And Jamie's like, "No, I'm going on live now." And like, you should just wait until we can get all the facts gathered up, and then we can freaking discuss it tonight. But here we are.
Well, you guys get to have all the fun. I got to go back to work. Fuckers.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Pissed off.
Hey, you know what? I really, it's blessing to be able to get paid. Because I enjoy what I do. So
yeah, go down and give me 50, man. Go to fuck off.
All right, well, you guys have fun. Hopefully everything works out.
All right, Eric.
Right. Peace out.
Peace.
Hey.
Peace.
So I only heard a little bit of Kim. I didn't hear everything. I heard a little bit.
Okay.
And here's the catchphrase that she used, which is fucking the same catchphrase that Tamara Wolf said. If you don't back off from me, things are going to get worse for you. Right?
When did she say that?
Before you came around, before that. Right? It was around, I dropped one comment and I went, right? Then I got put in timeout from one of the moderators.
Right. Okay. So I was in the chat watching when right after your comment was in there because I didn't actually get to see you comment. So because I was like, well, what the fuck did Jamie say? They got everybody all ruffled. And so I didn't get to see what you typed into the chat. But right about that time was when I came into chat, and then I wanted to go on live with them to explain.
This was really early in the show, and she said she didn't mention my name. She kind of did, and she kind of did with Eric as well. But
she did because I heard her say Southern Truth, and then she mentioned somebody else's name. And I can't remember
after Southern Truth, she mentioned my name as well. But anyway, who gives a shit? It's my name. I know who I am.
Right.
The same catchphrase she used. And it's the same one that Tamara Wolf. If you do not back off, things are going to get worse for you. I like to know. Oh, here he is. I thought you were going back into work.
I am. You know what? I got 2 minutes. So let me put this. So you're right. She dropped a video and said I'm lying, talked a bunch of shit about me. If you want to fucking associate with these people, dude, you can. Fuck you, Kim. Get a fucking life. Sorry I'm not around constantly on YouTube to find out what's being said, because some of us have a job to do. I was just working with Parkinson's patients. Fuck off. Shut your fucking mouth, you dumb bitch. Peace.
Well said. See, this is
right.
where I'm. This is
Eric
where
got
I'm.
that off his chest. I am after this live stream. I am gonna go see what Kim said in her video, the one that I told you the title of.
Well,
because I'm curious.
It's currently 6:30 a.m. Well, 6:37 a.m. in the morning. I want to keep this short and sweet, and we'll come back on at 10 p.m. Eastern. All right. The same catchphrase. Now, here's the thing. She will accuse people like Eric, and it's not just her. It's the whole fucking roll call I can go through that does the same shit. And this is the thing. I'm not trying to get people to be on our side or anything like that. I want people to see it for the way they see it and make up their own mind. They constantly do it.
That's all I'm trying to do, Jamie, is expose the only 3 people now that I have a fucking beef with because they came at me for no fucking reason. Like I said, after we had Tamara on the fucking live stream the other night last weekend, that 7-hour fucking or 11-hour live stream. No, it was a 7-hour live stream. When we had her on there and she was all fucking slut talking everybody and she wants to ride everybody like a bull, and then she fucking went from 0 to 100 the other direction and she started calling us all motherfuckers and gang stalkers. That's when I felt personally attacked, and I attached myself to Tamara, and I was going to make a rebuttal and I was going to fucking clown on it because that's what I do. And then over the weekend, Zero had a fucking live stream, and I was in that chat, and then I was attacked by fucking tacos out of the fucking blue for no fucking reason other than she's attached to fucking Tamara, and they fucking want to start this fucking YouTube war bullshit up again. That's okay. So now I've got a fucking problem with tacos. But then last night, fucking Brenda dropped that fucking YouTube video about me fucking clowning on my dentures. Now I have a fucking problem with Brenda because she come out of the woodwork for no fucking apparent reason. I never fucking dropped her name out of my mouth in a bad way up until today. So that's where I'm coming from on all this. I claimed from the beginning that I was an innocent bystander in this, that I know a lot of the same people and I run in 2 different groups. Well, 3 different groups. But do I play sides? Fuck no. Do I take sides? If it's justifiable and I'm personally involved. If it's your guys' history, I try not to get involved with it. If it's their history, I try not to get involved in it. And I'm not going to answer for any one of us except for myself. No, that's what they don't get. Like they think that they think I'm one of the Sentinels, and I'm not. Have you ever seen a Sentinel fucking named by me in any of the fucking live chats?
I only put Sentinel in my name because one, I live in South Australia, which is south, just southern, and Sentinel. Yeah, okay. Damien's got Sentinel in his name. Eric's got Sentinel in. Right. But realistically,
you guys are the OG Sentinels. I've been associated with your Sentinel group for quite a while. I've been associated with Eric for about 6 or 7 years now, as a personal friend, as a research associate. But as far as the granny fluid drama that has been going on for the last 5 to 6 years, I've been a part of that up until I was personally attacked. I want that known out in YouTube land that I was never involved until I was personally attacked and threatened and called a pedophile and called a rapist, called a gang stalker.
Domestic terrorists.
Yeah, a death cult.
Being part of a death cult. Nah. But one thing I want to there's one thing I want to direct a message to you. All right? You know that they all hang together. Every single one of them. Right?
Absolutely.
You know that myself, Eric, Damien, we don't hang around with them. We don't.
Well, okay. I can't say that they all hang out together because I don't know that. I do know that they all have associations with one another, whether it's through direct contact or through another person's contact. That's one thing I know for sure. Just because of the backdoor chat rooms and the backdoor emails when they're in chat, that's how they fucking roll. They want to fucking start gossip in the back room and then bring what they team up together in a chat room. And that's granny fluid tactics. I understand that. But Kim has not pulled those tactics on me. Mike has not pulled those tactics on me. The mechanic has not pulled those tactics on me. Edward has not pulled those tactics on me.
Eric used to be on the show Revolution Radio. The mechanic used to be on the show with Eric on Revolution Radio.
Right.
And this was before Christmas last year. All right. I said, now, I don't know if you heard me say what I need to say earlier in this episode. About a month or two before Christmas last year, I did a short video on this channel with Damien. But Damien wanted to, it was around Thanksgiving last year, but Damien wanted to talk about his food. And I said, no, Damien, I need to talk about this, and it's serious. For 9 months last year, I didn't make any granny fluid shows. I didn't talk about them. Hey, I wasn't even listening to Eric on Revolution Radio for 9 months last year. You want to know why? There were so many people from the granny fluid side were jumping back over to Eric and corresponding with him on a Revolution Radio or whatever, YouTube live stream, whatever. I turned around and said to Eric, I'm not being part of that. I don't trust any one of them. However, you can talk to whoever you want. I'm not being involved. I'm not getting involved. Eric turned around and said, on that morning of that short video I made last year, he made 2 quotes, which are true. One of them was, Jamie is doing his own thing. He's not getting involved. True. For 9 months, daily, I was battling with my own government here in Australia and the state government over the pandemic with the lockdowns and shit like that for 9 solid months last year. And secondly, Eric said Jamie doesn't want to fucking get involved, which is true. But however, I made that video and the title is called, I think it's time to get the band back together again.
Right.
Because that morning, Eric and Damien did a 5-hour show on Eric's old YouTube channel. I listened to some of it, not all of it, to some of it. You can't find it now because his YouTube channel got deleted.
Right.
But before Eric and Damien made that video, all these granny fluids, like Kim, Becky, Tamara, and that, were constantly, we counted in one day 25 videos, right? And I said, I don't want to say anything, but fuck it. I think it's time for me to come out and say what I said. So if you go on this channel, you'll find a short 30-something minute video. The title is, think it's time to get the band back together again. Right then, I declared maybe it's time to talk about the granny fluid again. And that was around Thanksgiving last year.
Right, Jamie, I'm coming from the same perspective. How many times and how long have I stayed clear of the granny fluid? Even when I've been on shows and you guys brought it up, how many times have I said that doesn't involve me? I'm not getting involved in that soap opera. And I've made fun of it and I've clowned on it and made jokes about it. But until I was personally attacked on live air, and that video is still up if you all want to fucking go catch it.
You'll get accused eventually because you're hanging out with me on the show, or you're hanging out with Eric on the show.
Guilt by association, and that's my biggest beef with this. Like, I mean, it's schoolyard fucking bullshit. You know, it's one thing to fucking drop names and fucking make jokes, or drop names and say somebody had bad information, or somebody did this.
Let the name dropping for me and Eric. If Eric wants to drop them, but leave the name drop for me because I'm allowed to do it. All right? That's
right. I'm not going to ever say he or she or that person. I'll name them because that's who it's personally involved with, is that person, and they have a name.
And let me say this, and I want to make a direct point to everyone out there that currently listens.
Okay.
When I bring something up about a certain person, it's not an accusation, and it's not an assumption. It's actual fact. If people really want me to bring out the fact, I will. I just got to take time to get it, right? But
it takes time to research and gather and.
It's not research. It's some videos that Eric and I did in the past that I've got to ask Eric. Okay, have you got it? I know you lost your channels multiple times. Have you still got
but you still have to go. You still have to go back through those videos and find the parts and pieces and collaborate them together in one video. So that's still doing research. I mean, it's not like you're doing new research. You're just going back and finding the old research that's already been done and using it.
It's like that time when Becky Dean made a video about me. Well, not really about. It was in her description of the video. And she said, this is her quote, not mine. She didn't really know who Jamie was until Laurie Alexander mentioned Jamie's name. Jamie said that he was going to come over to America and rock up my place to kill me. That's not what I said. What I said before she made that video, and Becky came on about 3 weeks ago when we were talking about the Damien thing, that shit that Brenda put up. I've mentioned this, and I got heat from Eric and Laurie at the time when I said this, because I was making some quotes like, if you put your hand in the fire, you expect to get burnt. If you sit in the barber chair long enough, you get a haircut. The last quote I made was, if you give yourself enough rope, you'll hang yourself. Well, at that particular time, I did not know that Becky Dean was going through some suicidal thoughts. I got heat from Eric and Laurie Alexander at the time saying, Jamie, you shouldn't have said that. And I said, why not? What happened if Becky does commit suicide? Who do you think they're going to fucking put the blame on? I said, what, you think they're going to blame us? He said, yeah. I said, fuck that. But no, I took it back. So 3 weeks ago, Becky Dean came on the show with me on Southern Truth, and we're talking about how it was ironic that Brenda picked up shit about Damon the same way she was fighting for 4 or 5 years with fucking Becky, right? With Becky. And I brought that stuff up, and I said to Becky, and this is one of the reasons why she cut the conversation short, was I said something about this. Becky, I remember getting heat from Eric and Laurie saying, if you give yourself enough rope, you'll hang yourself. I didn't know at the time that she was going through suicidal thoughts. Well, she broke down crying, and she ended the conversation right there and there. So I went back and said to Eric, you know what? You know that stuff I said a couple of years ago about if you give yourself enough rope, you hang yourself? He said, yeah. I said, remember you gave me plenty of heat about that? He said, yeah. I said, what do you think about it now? And Eric just turned around. Fuck them. If they're going to commit suicide, they're going to commit suicide. They can't blame any one of us. Now, funny enough, early last night, and this person went on all fucking night. I didn't watch it all, but Zero did a fucking show last night. after you left, after we had a talk last night,
Right.
I went back in there just to browse in the chat room, in Zero's chat room last night, and Tamara Wolf was still in the chat room. You know what she's making fun of? She's making fun of that she used to go around prank calling in the middle of the night to the suicide hotline.
That seems strange.
And she thinks it was...
I don't even understand what the point of that would be.
Right. Imagine if someone is one step away from killing themselves and they ringing up the suicide hotline, but they can't get through because you've got fucktards pranking calling them, making a joke out of it when someone else's life is one step away from...
Did you take screenshots of the chat by chance?
I can't take screenshots on this phone.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I would love to have that in my arsenal of screenshots.
If we can go back, okay. Well, let me do something while we're live. I know I want to make this a short one, but let's go to Zero's fucking YouTube channel right now, eh? And let's see if that video is still up. And let's go back.
Now, hold on. I got a question while you're going and looking for that.
Yeah.
Me personally, I have absolutely no qualms with Zero. I want that put out on the record right here. I have zero qualms with Zero.
Well,
I am curious. I am curious because I'm new to this situation and I'm new to Zero. From what I've seen about Zero, I can't say anything bad about him because he hasn't presented anything personally for me to say anything bad about. I'm not going to get in any of his side drama or anything like that. A personal interaction between me and him, I have no qualms. I'm curious though, if you have a beef with Zero.
Me? No, fucking. I'm blocked from his channel. Why will I have a fucking beef with him?
Well, that's what I'm curious about. If you're blocked, was there a past beef?
All right, he's still live. Zero is still live. He's been live all night. So I can't go back to the fucking chat previously to find out where it is because it's still... Well, I might.
Right, yeah, it rolls. Right, I understand.
Let me see what I can do. I need to go right back to the fucking beginning.
So is there a beef between Zero and the Sentinels? I guess is my question.
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know either because I haven't seen any kind of evidence that points me in that direction. And like I said, I've had no bad interaction with Zero.
Maybe it got to do with
I know that him and Kim seem to have a beef now, but I don't understand why because Kim was actually running his show the other day when me and Tamara were fucking having words in the chat. But it had something to do with Zero fucking live streaming a pre-recorded Kim video, and I don't know if it was taken out of context. I don't know. I just think that's the gist that I get, that the beef that they're having. That
I can't go up to the fucking... I can't scroll up. I can't see the chat room early in the fucking show. He's been up all night, Zero.
Yeah, live stream chats roll like you can only see the last X amount of chats.
But it's there from Ghost to Cats. Maybe we can get it when it goes off air if it doesn't go private. But
I don't think live stream. I don't know if the live chat fits with the video.
This is only my perception, not assumption. It's perception, right? And many people have said this on this panel after Zero was on, from Scotty and a few other people. Right? Scotty, correct. This is what they said. Zero goes on your panel, he records it, and he replays it on his show. He doesn't. He does this to every fucking.
Yeah, he did it to yours and mine. Our last live stream, it was on there Sunday or whatever.
Right.
I mean, and I was like, and in chat, I was like, "There's my ugly mug,"
And not only that, he played another old video of when it was me, Eric, Kim was on the panel, and I think you were on the panel. I'm not too sure, but he played another old one a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago. He played another video of this channel on his stream this stream that's currently going. But What I think it is, yes, Zero used to hang around with Kim and Becky and all that. The thing is, there's a pattern going on. You're saying now that Zero's got an issue with Kim.
That's my perception after this weekend, yes. Or after yesterday. That's my perception.
After Kim's been on his show. Right. Isn't that a bit ironic when somebody else that was on our show the fucking next day played the same type of thing? Hated us, hated you, and then made up and loved you, and then she fucking hated you. Then she fucking loved you again. Then she fucking hates you. It's the same pattern with all of them. Oi, earlier tonight, I'm just saying this. Becky put a comment in the chat room of Kim's chat room earlier tonight. She said, I was a bit disappointed with you, Kim, when you went on the panel with Eric and Jamie. All right? Now, what many people don't know, that not long ago, Kim and Becky had a falling out.
Right.
Now, from what I read in the chat room before I got booted, was they are going to talk and they're going to make up again. It's the same fucking cycle. What goes around comes around. They will fucking fight with themselves, and then they'll give it about a week or two. They'll make up all lovey-dovey, and then as soon as something else happens, they make videos about each other. And this is the bullshit I'm trying to tell the audience here in YT Court. That's why YT Court got created. Southern Truth Channel, however, that is totally different. That's got the Christchurch massacre on there. That's got the Las Vegas shooting on there. That's got some other real stuff on that. Right?
Real life shit. Not the soap opera. That's why I told you before, you ought to change YouTube Court to as the YouTube turns. And that's part of the reason why I come on there. Because like I said on Kim's channel, like I said on her live stream today, that I like the banter. I like the clowning. I like the, I don't know what the right word for it is, but I like the drama side of it, because I can feed off of it and play words. You know what I'm saying? I can make jokes and make humor out of it. Rather than it being like from Tamara's perspective, where it's all hate and I'm going to kill you motherfuckers and I'm going to bury you and I'm going to ruin your lives and all this shit. Why? It's YouTube drama. Why are you going to let it affect you in such a way that it gets you to that mental point of wanting to snap and kill somebody? That's ridiculous.
I'm at this point now where I'm saying, okay, yes, it's good to make jokes about them, and that's what I always had done. I've made jokes about them and shit. But it's now coming to the point again for myself. Is this a time where I just say, fuck it. Don't talk about them anymore. Just don't fucking care. Which I've done it for 9 months last year, and I can do it again. It's quite easy to do. Right? But for some way, shape, or form, they bring me back in. And it's just the comedy side of it. It's not the fucking violence, because I haven't said to anyone, even Tamara Wolf did back this claim up. You might say some shit, Jamie, but there's one thing that you haven't said. You didn't threaten to kill anyone.
Right.
I haven't threatened to kill. I'm at this point in time and said, all right, if you're going to fucking do it, like suicide or stab yourself or cause harm to yourself, I'm at this point, which I've always had been, to say, just go and fucking do it. If you were a wounded animal and the Animal Welfare League rocked up and thought that you were beyond help, that there's no return, the first thing that the Animal Welfare League would do was just put you down.
Yep.
Some of these granny fluids, not all, some of these granny fluids, and I'm not advocating violence and I'm not supporting violence, but some of these granny fluids probably deserve to be put down. Now, you can take that any way, whether it's a bullet, verbal, whatever. They deserve it because they are only their own reflection what they put out. They say, Jamie, look, have a look at yourself in the mirror. I do that every morning when I wake up, and I do it every time when I go to bed. I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I wipe my ass. I do a shit and wipe my ass. My life is okay. Besides the pandemic bullshit, what goes around with the other shit, my life with Shay's life couldn't be more than happier.
Right.
But people say, oh, Jamie, you should be worried about Australia and don't care about America. Okay, what some people don't realize is I've been living under what they call dictatorship for the past fucking 30 years here in Australia. If you really want to look at how Australia is run and controlled and taking the guns away back in 96 and shit, America is just laughing right now and they're saying, okay, Australia, it's a shithole of a place. I wonder why.
America isn't laughing at anybody right now because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are in charge of this fucking country. So America ain't got no room to laugh or clown on any other country.
But what I'm saying here, there are some American people that been on this panel and said, I don't give a fuck about any other country but America. And I said, I used to think about that way about Australia before I went to Canada and America in 2002. I used to think for a long, long time, I don't give a fuck about anybody else's country. I worry about Australia. Yes, I love my country proud. I've got the Australian flag here. But what I saw in 2002, 2003, when I went to Japan, right? I stayed there for a week. When I went to Vancouver, when I went to Seattle, I saw a different fucking thing that my mind was telling me. I was lying to myself. I didn't want to believe it. I was in Canada in 2003, the day when George Bush Jr. made the call saying by this hour the first bomb will be dropped in Iraq. I was in Canada at the time, and I'm saying to myself, how the fuck am I supposed to get back to Australia if there's a war to be broken out right now? But at that time, I wasn't thinking about coming back to Australia. I was either one, going to become a permanent citizen in Canada, or two, become a permanent citizen in America. Here's something I need to say. The American border control were more welcoming than what the Canadian border control. When I went to Vancouver, they held me for 4 hours before they let me through. They asked me all the fucking names of the sun. You go there now, well, you can't due to internet, but you look at Canada now compared to America. Canada is under fucking dictatorship. You can't even go to fucking church in Canada right now. They're going into fucking churches in Canada, right, without a warrant and arresting a pastor for congregating people inside a fucking church for a worship service. Right? That's what Canada is. We've seen that in America up in Long Island, I think it was, where people who own a restaurant, right, were going into jail. There was no warrant. The police just came up with the sheriff to fucking grab them, boom, because the restaurants were still operating without any fucking what's that word I'm looking for? Without any hesitation whatsoever. They didn't care about the fucking mandate. They needed to make money
without any restrictions.
Yeah. No, there was restrictions. This was around.
They weren't obeying the restrictions.
No. No.
Yeah,
Well, they wanted to make an income because they knew the business will crumble, and also they need to put food on the table at home.
Right.
But
I'm still here. I'm doing chores.
But anyway, these granny fluids, they know who they are, and it's a pattern. This is just my take on it. It's a pattern. The same thing happens, and they all fight amongst themselves. And like Eric and I said last week, name one video that Eric, myself, Damien made about us three, right? When we have a disagreement or an argument or whatever. We don't make these videos. We don't make the let's say for instance.
I'll add to that. When me and Damien had our falling out, and me and Chad had our falling out, at what point in time did any of us, me, you, or Eric, say that we need to stop associating with each other because of who we're associating with that we don't like? We never ever went down that road. No. Because we're adults and we're friends.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, what, a year or a year, 2.5 later, Damien and I made up. And now just recently, Chad and I made up.
Well, and now, I remember when Damien and I were doing shows together, and you were putting comments in the chat room and going, fuck. I don't want to say anything. Because it was just sent fucking Damien.
I was taking stabs at Damien in the chat room when he was over. I'm going to clown on him when he's fucking up. And I expect the same back. If I get too drunk and I'm saying stupid shit or I'm doing stupid things, clown on me. I deserve it.
But I was like, we're in the conversation, like doing the live stream, and I'm in deep thought, and my eyes go to the chat room. I see you. They go, oh fuck, I can't say anything. I really want to say something, but I don't want to get fucking Damien off. But maybe that was a good thing, because I was respecting you. I was respecting Damien. I wasn't being a mediator because that was your issue you two had. I said the same thing to Damien. You need to sort your shit out with Jimmy. Nah, fuck him. All right, whatever, man. And, but when I saw you commenting when Damien and I was doing the show, I go, oh, fuck, here we go. And I'll go, do I say something while I'm on air?
And that's how I treat all this, Jamie. That's what people don't understand. People think I take this shit serious. I don't. Yeah, it sucked that me and Damien had a falling out. It sucked that he said what I said, he said, and it sucked what I said. But again, we're all adults.
And we never made a video. Yeah, that's the thing. We never made a video about that or any type of disagreement that we had. Like, there's plenty of times where I've shouted at Damien. Right? Damien and I, out of the whole 3 of us, or 4 of us, Damien and I are really fucking close. Really close. I've been more like a counselor to Damien than anything else. I just sit back and listen to him just ramble on. Because 95% of the time, maybe 99% of the time, I can't get a fucking word in. So I just sit back and listen to what he's got to say.
Right.
There's been times where I said, Damien, just shut the fuck up and listen to me. But I never made a video about it. Never made a video. Shay had to calm me down a few times. I've been on the phone with Damien, and Damien just pissing me off, and I'm throwing shit in the fucking lounge room. Just shut the fuck up, Damien. But I didn't make a video. Eric and I had some disagreement. We had a disagreement last week about Clovis. Right? I just turned around and said to Eric live on this show, it was last week, we can agree to disagree, Eric. There's no hate involved. You believe that. I believe this. Right?
Right. And that's how it should be. I mean, we're all supposed to be adults here, but yet.
But there are some people in the granny flu. When we said the same thing on this panel with them, right? They're not committing to what they actually said on this show. They said, they want the drama to stop. Yeah, good point. You do want the drama to stop. But at the same token, as soon as this fucking red light goes off and broadcast, what is the first fucking thing they do?
They go make a fucking retaliatory video.
They renege on what they said on this fucking panel, saying the very key issue. They want the drama to stop. But yet they bash the shit out of me and Eric, or even you, some, not all, some, and Damien, for saying that we were the ones that were creating the drama when they were on the fucking panel. Okay, I understand this. We don't talk about it and we ask questions, and they don't answer it. I get that. You don't need to answer it. But what I come to know over time was to read between the lines of certain people when they're bullshit, where they're bullshitting or telling a lie. And
well, that's another one of their tactics is they'll come in like on our live stream and play nice and say they want the drama to end, but in the backroom chats that they're having amongst themselves, the same thing happens in live chats when they're in the live chat room. You'll sit there and ask them a legit question, and they're ranting and raving and fucking. I'm speaking of Tamara specifically, but yet then she'll fucking send somebody an email or send somebody a private chat in the background, and she'll make it noted in the live chat stream that such and such, I sent you a private message. Go check it out. Things will go quiet for a little bit. Let that question disappear, and then they start ranting again. I've noticed that time and time again.
Another thing I noticed,
with a couple of them.
Another thing I noticed a lot too. I'm going to fucking name drop on Tamara Wolf, Kim Arnott, Becky. VR response to Eric, or VR response to Damien, or VR like a voice recorder message to Eric, to Damien. Not myself. They don't really fucking care about me. Well, they do, but they don't do it. But this VR fucking response. Even tacos do it. Even fucking Brenda. VR.
That's what I'm saying. Like I had no qualms with tacos whatsoever, dude. And then all of a sudden, Zero's chat, she fucking starts fucking, catching me off guard with these questions. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? These are Tamara's questions. Why are you asking Tamara's questions?
Yeah. Well, see, Tamara and tacos. Well, Tamara claimed that she fucking hated fucking tacos for a while.
I know she calls her stockos. And all this shit. I don't buy it for a second. It's just like her and Brenda. I don't buy it for a second.
All again. It's the same with Kim when she was having a bit of a falling out with Becky. They've been fucking back and forth as well, them two, over the years. 1 minute they fucking friends, next minute they're fighting. 1 minute they friends. And I will say this about Mike Carroll. They try to put Mike Carroll right in the damn fucking middle of it all between them two.
No, I can't speak to that.
Because Mike Carroll respects both of them. But when them two are fighting amongst themselves, they try and put Mike Carroll right in the fucking middle of them. And Mike Carroll said, I respect what you say and leave me out of it.
And that's fair. I'll say this. All of this drama that came out of the Oregon situation between all the sides involved was designed to do exactly what it did, was to cause infighting, to stop us doing legit research, to focus on one another, and to squabble all around the table.
And that's where it comes.
And let me finish. Yeah. That when everybody got emotionally attached to the Oregon situation, that threw any kind of logical reasoning for many of them out the window. when people fucking disagreed with what they thought was really going on in Oregon, which I got land blasted a lot because I said it was a fucking cataloging mission ran by the fucking shadow government to catalog all the patriots. People lost their shit in the YouTube chat rooms, specifically Pete Santilli's fucking chat room, where fucking Lori hung out, Scott, her little minion, fucking hung out, Mike Soror hung out, Kim hung out. I didn't know Kim back then. I knew Mike back then. Not on a personal level, just a YouTube interaction kind of fucking deal where I'd jump in and I'd fucking say some comments in the chat and I'd jump out and I'd finish watching the live stream. When I found something that I disagreed with, I'd jump in chat and I'd disagree. And that caught me a lot of flack from Lori and Scott.
Okay,
Scott.
well,
I don't remember Scott's last name, but he was fucking Lori's little
Soror. Scott Soror.
Is that what his last name was?
Scott Scheller. Scott Scheller.
Scheller. There you go. Okay, so back then, but I think, so where I was going with this is I think everybody got emotionally attached to that situation like they do a lot of these false flag situations. It taints their thinking. Plus, some of those people, and sorry, Mike, I'll throw you under the bus here, but not really. Mike had a lot of trials and tribulations going on with himself personally and in his personal life. That skewed critical thinking and left him open to moral support outlets that may not have been the best had his best interest at heart. Yeah. And Mike, I have no qualms with you, man. I'm just trying to explain this YouTube soap opera circle that everybody is still clinging on to the past and not willing to acknowledge that some people can change. And some of these people will never, ever fucking change. Let's get that clear. Some of these people will never, ever change. But I think I've personally witnessed some of these people grow and have changed to where they don't want to be part of the drama. And they try to distance themselves with the drama, and they somewhat picked a side. And they're allowed to pick a side. Whatever makes you feel good and you can sleep with at night, you should do. And that's where I stand in all this. I'm not going to get involved in such a way that I don't feel comfortable with myself, or I'm not going to say something that I'm not going to be able to sleep with myself at night. That's where I stand in all this.
The only people that I want to say that should be involved. All right, okay. And I certainly didn't want to bring Bill Grant in here. Bill has got nothing to do with this. Bill comes on here to do the after show party, what we did on Revolution Radio. But he got a little bit of the win of the granny fluid. But anyway, the only people that
Bill comes on and the granny fluid comes up and Bill's like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Exactly.
Bill's a legit researcher. Bill's a smart dude.
Yeah. So the only people that it should matter in our circle is myself, Damien, and Eric. Damien doesn't really want to fucking talk about it, which great. I'm at that. I'm the same way too. But it was only just recently when he got some shit put on him when it started to snowball out of control.
with the alleged picture that was fucking found in history and criminal, which was all bullshit. And we sat there and we did a fucking show about that and we proved it.
Yep. So for me, on the other hand, many say, Jamie, you're a fucking hypocrite. Okay, if I'm a hypocrite, I'm a fucking hypocrite. But here's the truth. I've always been a comedian with a sense of humor, basically.
Me too. I'm a smartass.
Right? But all of them, I'm saying all of them, this is just me, they won't change. They say they have, they say they will, but there's enough runs on the board to prove to me they're full of shit. Right? Do I want them to change? Yes, but it's up to them to make the change. I can't make them change. That's not me.
Who is that? Who is that? Oliver's clothes off. Is that a sock account or is that somebody?
I've seen the photo before, but I haven't seen the fucking thing. It could be a shock account. But yeah, okay. VR, it's a video response. I said voice recorder. Well, it's the same fucking thing. You're doing a video, voice. They're not doing a video response. They're doing a voice.
Yeah, they don't have their face on their videos.
Yeah.
They have a blacked out screen or they have an icon.
Yeah. So it's a voice.
That's something I will give. That's credit that I will give Kim. That's why I kind of like Kim, because she's a real person. She'll come on video. In my opinion, she'll come on video. She'll show her face. She'll have a real discussion. Mike's Roar, same way. He'll come on video, show his face. Edward, same way. The mechanic, same way. But these people that will never show their face and they cower behind, oh, it's for my personal safety. The only reason you're unsafe is because you're making yourself unsafe with these fucking wild accusations and wild accusations. That's the only thing I could use to describe what they are. Because when you call me a fucking pedophile, or you lump me into some fucking gang rape group or some fucking gang stalker group, that's a wild fucking allegation because you absolutely have zero proof to back it up. And I would implore you to come on a live stream with me and show me the fucking proof of your allegations.
See, I know you've got your opinions about Kim and whatnot, and I've got mine, and they know how I feel about that. She knows how I feel about her, and
I think most people knew how you and Eric and Damien felt. They know how Kim and Mike felt, and that's why I felt obligated today to get on Kim's live stream and give my perspective of where I'm coming from, because these people don't know me.
Yeah, but
they don't have to believe what I said. They don't have to like me. They don't have to fucking hate me.
But at the same time, at the same token, I said this to Eric and I said this to Damon. I'm going to say, you don't need to justify your reason. It means nothing to me. I know that.
It's a personal. It's my honor that I'm defending. And whether I know you or I don't know you, you make some fucking wild allegation and people get the wrong gist of me that don't know me, I'm going to present myself and explain myself so they can at least have the two sides of it. You see what I'm saying? It's not that I felt obligated to. No. I wanted to, so that the people that I'm hanging out with over there know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but
you all know where I'm coming from, so I mean, that's why I didn't worry about this.
No, but just remember, a person did the same thing what you're doing, and she fucked it up for everyone, and she's still doing it now. I'm not saying you're doing this. I'm not saying you're going to do the same. I'm not saying that. It's just that I have this is just me. Like, I don't want history to repeat itself. Right, and I hope it doesn't. Right.
Well, I can guarantee you that it's not going to, from my perspective, Jamie, because I won't allow it to.
No, but you get what I'm saying. There's a personal boundary I put in for myself. Where
I understand that. You have, Eric have, Damien have. You've all put these boundaries up, and I respect them. That's why I try not to bring up things when we're chatting, and I try not to bring up things when they're chatting with me. I don't. No, I'm not playing both sides. I'm not going to fucking gaslight anybody.
No,
and I'm not going to fucking lie.
Just leave the name dropping to me because I'm allowed to. And realistically, what are they going to fucking do to me? I'm living in Australia. You're in America. What are they going to fucking do?
What are they going to do to me? I mean, like I said, that's why I wanted to have the doc show tonight. Or not the doc show, the roast show. Let's roast Jimmy. You can bring all the fucking crazy jokes. You can clown on my fucking facial features. You can clown on my fake teeth. You can clown on the fact that I'm skinny. You can clown on the fact that fucking I'm old. Let's fucking roast Jimmy. And then the psycho bitch doesn't have any ammunition. Nobody wants to re-sling shit once it's already been put on the table.
Well, here's the thing. Before we wrap it up, I'm going through some bullet points that I made. This is Tamara Wolf. And Tamara Wolf, if you're currently listening, I hope you're listening. Because this is directly to you. You said last night on your video, you're going to do whatever it takes to put shit on Jimmy. All right?
Whatever it takes to ruin Jimmy's life.
All right. Second point is, You're saying that you are protected from your freedom of religion. Are you really?
Yeah, I'm real curious about that bullet point. I really want her to address that. What the fuck does freedom of religion have to do with any of this YouTube soap opera drama bullshit? That was the most ridiculous fucking sputum that came out your fucking mouth. What the fuck does freedom of religion have to do with YouTube drama? You psycho fucking bitch.
That's what I was going to bring up. For granny fluid drama, what the freedom, well, especially when you slander and defame people on fucking your live stream.
Right? You want to get real about it? You want to get real about it? What kind of Christian, and I'm not throwing Christianity under the bus, I'm throwing Tamara under the bus. What kind of person claims to be a good Christian and then in the next breath will fucking talk about riding a guy on, like a bull in a sexual manner? Will just say some of the most heinous, trashy things out of her mouth, but then claim she's a good Christian. What kind of madness is that?
How do we know if it's a Christian? Religion could be anything. She could be a Muslim. She could be a Buddhist.
I've heard that claim come out of her mouth that she is a good Christian.
Okay, well, she's not a Christian. If she is a Christian, she's a big fucking hypocritical Christian like Laurie Alexander was.
That's the point I'm trying to make. That is the point I'm trying to make. I wish the YouTube viewers would fucking see it for what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, and here's another point. Tamara Wolf, we didn't gang stalk you or gaslit you, but here's the point that I want to make. We timed down to the very, very hour. No, not really the hour. We timed it down to the minute of where you are actually located. Right? Now, you did a show last night, Tamatad, and Jimmy and I was listening to it, and we actually saw what time you put that video up.
Yep.
And we calculated the time where Jimmy is in Colorado. Now, at that particular time, there was only 2 places that we thought that you were at. If you were 2 hours in front of Jimmy, you would have been in Pennsylvania or, quote, the East Coast of United States of America. But as it turned out, we dotted it down.
She spit out of her mouth that it was 12:06, and I forget what she said after, but she mentioned it was 12:06 where she was, and at that moment it was 11:06 in Colorado. So she is an hour ahead of me.
Yeah. So she's an hour ahead of Jimmy, which basically means she's in Arkansas or around that area of Arkansas.
Yep. Could be Kansas, could be Arkansas, could be Missouri, could be, it's in the central time zone.
Yeah, central. She's in the central. She's not on the East Coast. She's on the central.
Yep.
Where Jimmy is.
Pittsburgh would have been 2 hours ahead. So she wasn't 2 hours ahead of me. And that came out of her own damn mouth.
Well, she wasn't on the East Coast of the United States anyway.
Right.
And she's definitely not in Central Mountain Time, and she's definitely not in the Western Standard Time. So she's in the Central Standard Time, which is an hour ahead of Colorado, which could be Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, whatever.
Felomon, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you, Felomon.
There is nothing Christian about Tamara. She is an unstable head case.
Absolutely.
That's old news, man, but you're right. It's old fucking news. She's beyond help, and she...
I agree with Oliver, too. Because she thinks she is some kind of witch and is free to cast spells on people. Yeah, LOL. I totally agree with that, too.
She said that she's into tarot readings.
No, Felomon. No, Felomon, she is not, because West Virginia is the East Coast time zone, which would be 2 hours ahead of me. I'm here in Colorado. And last night when she made that video, she spit out of her own mouth that it is now 12:06. And when she said it was 12:06, it was 11:06 in Colorado. It's impossible for her to be in West Virginia, Pittsburgh, or anywhere else on the East Coast because of that statement right there. Now, she could have been lying to throw me off. That's fine. Okay, we'll get to that. in time. But for right now, my mind is set that she's in the central time zone somewhere.
Yes, it's on the record. She does make frequent trips to Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, she goes to Pittsburgh. Yeah, she goes to Pittsburgh. She's got family in Pittsburgh, blah, blah, blah. That's all kind of irrelevant. But she floats back and forth.
And also, she made a video a couple of weeks ago saying that last year she was planning to go for a trip to Florida, but due to the pandemic thing, she couldn't go. I'm saying, but none of the state borders were shut. You can travel freely in the United States. If you wanted to go to Florida, you could. People were going from California to fucking either Texas to Florida. There wasn't any restriction whether you can travel to Florida or not. Right? It was still open borders when you go from one state to another state. I believe. What?
Yeah, there was no travel restrictions as far as that goes. I mean, like, they weren't checking paperwork at the borders or anything, and you had to go through a checkpoint. I mean, it was just recommended that you didn't travel. She's
made video from a cemetery in Pennsylvania. Well,
yes, Bellamon, because she has family in Pittsburgh specific, and she goes there, from what I've heard so far, quite a bit. So she floats from her home state to Pittsburgh and back and forth. At one point in time, I was thinking she was actually living in Pittsburgh, because somebody that's got those kind of mental issues probably isn't going to veer very far from their parents or their family, so they have a support outlet. But now, after seeing that video last night, and it was in just like regular conversation, she just spit it out of her mouth. Like, it's getting late or something like that. I should probably end this video. It's 12:06 here. She said it in that kind of fashion, which makes me think that it wasn't calculated. It was just off the cuff. She said it out, off the cuff. So now I'm fairly certain she lives in the central time zone.
Oliver said she's made many mistakes when she's been drunk.
No, absolutely. No.
She said nasty. I think she's fellow. She said nasty things about my friends. Call them the P word and such. Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Welcome to the pedo club. Everybody's a pedo that we hang out with. It's freaking weird.
Welcome to the club. But no, I don't know if I want to share this bit of information or not, but I want your thing. I found a little bit of information on, how Tamara Wolf keeps mentioning about Wendy Begley Chapman having a disabled child.
Oh, she's going to lose her shit now.
Oh, fuck, I'm going to say it anyway. I went and I did a bit of digging last night with Jimmy. And I did come across a Wendy Begley Chapman, who is 48 years of age, born in 1973, lives in Mountain Home, Arkansas. I did come across a photo of a child. I can't tell if this photo of the child.
Don't share that. If you're wise, don't share that.
No.
Not until there's substantial proof that that's hers, and that is where it came from. Otherwise, yeah, don't. I wouldn't even go there yet.
All right. So we got Denise Mattel in the chat room. Truth Convoy. He asked you a question. Jimmy Ray, contact me about Tamara Wolf. I am truthconvoy@gmail.com. Do not believe crap about me by Arnott, Kim Arnott, and Mike Raw and others. Denise, can I drop you the link so you can talk to Jimmy live here? Here's the link. Here's the StreamYard link. Just come on the show. Jimmy's here. Jimmy, you want to talk to Truth Convoy, Denise Mattel?
Well, how about this? Have her come on tonight's show, because I got to hop off of here. I took a screenshot of that chat, so I have her email or his email. I'm not sure. Denise, if you're a guy, girl, I'm sorry.
Oh no, she's coming on. She's coming on. Can you be like 10 minutes? No more than 10 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, Denise gonna come on. She's gonna ask you personally. I don't want to get her to ask you a question. You know what I mean? So, And I know there's going to be other people doing video responses like Kim and shit about. So here's Denise. Hello, Denise. How you going? It's been a long time. Long time no see. Long time no see.
Yeah, long time. I don't want to get involved in other stuff. People are going to.
No, you're fine.
I want to have a personal one-on-one with this guy that I've never met before.
Oh, this is Jimmy Ray, Jimmy Jensen. Yeah, I'll mute out. And Jimmy Jensen, Denise Mastow, Chris Convoy, Jimmy Jensen. I'll mute out. I'll mute out.
Okay. First of all, there's the Truth Convoy that is spoken about in many different chats. I have finally lumped a lot of those people together under a label that I created called the Trailer Park because I just didn't know what else to do. I have been accused of saying things about Mike Soror and others that I have never said. Tamara Wolf was a source. Actually, she was, and that's what I want to tell you, that part of the history, because my personal history with one ringleader in particular, but there are maybe 2 or 3 ringleaders total who are nothing to do with what's going on in YouTube, but they are in it. They're using YouTube because they are involved with stuff that goes on in Boston, Massachusetts, which is where I'm from. Now, let me tell you about Tamara Wolf, and then if you want to contact me by email with private questions that are not for public consumption, I do maintain privacy about all other conversations. I don't go around recording stuff, etc. Frankly, I'm too technically lazy to even try. So, but okay, I'm almost 70 years old. In 2010, my 34-year-old daughter was found dead in her dormitory room. She was a graduate student at the University of Massachusetts. One of the men involved with her death was in YouTube with some members of what I have been calling the Trailer Park, which is basically the crowd around Kim Arnott. Kim Arnott is not a ringleader, but she is a central person because she has worked for a ringleader who never shows up in these chats. The people involved with my daughter's death only showed up in my chat, one of them wearing her picture taken from her memorial page as an avatar. And this was done politically. I didn't even know what was going on really, like up in Seattle. I was in the audience of people kind of generally supporting the Bundys just because as patriots, whatever. I mean, it was not a big deal, but the people involved in Boston were watching it, and they were watching who showed up. And this man who was an employee, he was involved with my daughter's death, and he was an employee of a very prominent, corrupt Boston individual. Again, nobody you'll ever see in any of your channels. But he came into my chat along with another person. Okay. So far, I haven't named anyone, and so you're wondering when I'm going to get to the point about tomorrow. I reacted to their appearance with my daughter's picture by immediately banning them, getting into, then all the troll brigade stuff happened, and they crowd struck my channel. After that, Tamara Wolf contacted me. And well, basically she left a comment that was directed at me. And I asked her what is she doing getting involved in this? The comment she left was on the channel of the person who had used my daughter's photo and who had 60 videos mocking my daughter's death. And I had made some videos saying that the college campuses need to be investigated because anytime a student gets killed, there's a cover up because.
What happened? Lost her.
She dropped out. Denise, just come back in. Look like Looks like StreamYard kicked you out. Not me. That was not me. It dropped out. That was not me. Here she is. Oh, okay. We got Kim Arnott here. Oh, here we go. All right.
Let's go, Denise.
You don't. You
Let's
on
go, Denise. Let's go.
You on clockwork right now. You're on real clockwork right now.
Get right on up here, Denise.
Yeah, you are. You're on clockwork right now. What time do you clock on? What time do you knock off?
Come on, Denise. Where are you? You chicken shit bitch.
Here she is. Jimmy, mute out. All right, Denise.
I don't know what just happened. I just had a glitch at this end, and I see what just moved into this thing. We're not going to be able to have a conversation here. Email me, and we can speak privately.
Oh, what's the matter, Denise? What's the matter? Oh, you poor baby. Why are you running away?
I think you both are.
Why are you running away?
I think you both are.
Okay, Denise.
Welcome to Granny Fluid Anonymous.
See you guys. I'm sorry I crashed your stream. Hopefully she'll come back. I want her to come back. I want to finish hearing all the stories.
She won't come back. She won't come back on. She won't come back on.
Is she aware that she is talking to Eric Spitfire's Sentinels? Because she says nothing good about him.
No. Kim, can you actually prove that she is actually talking to Eric? Can you prove that?
Actually prove that she has said numerous things.
You've been drinking again. You've been drinking too much granny juice.
Oh, I have? Well, thanks for the advice. I appreciate it.
But yeah, see, you can't prove that Eric and Denise have been talking to one another. Eric not talking to Denise. Prove it that they are talking. But anyway, see where this going, Jimmy? See where this going. Oh, geez. Granny, welcome to Granny Anonymous, Granny Fluid Anonymous, where step 1, know that you are a granny fluid and your life has become unmanageable. Step 2, just follow step 1. We are fully funded by our own contributions. We don't take outside contributions. But anyway, Jimmy, you're still there, man. I think Jimmy is...
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm getting dressed. I got to run some errands.
All right.
I'm confused by that Denise chick. I don't know who she is, and I don't know what the Boston situation or whatever all that shit was about.
Let me tell you. It is a long story. I know the story. Denise told me on the show with Eric a couple of years ago, and yeah. I mean, it's there. I mean, there's reports. There's everything.
All right. Here's my take. I have my own beef with Tamara. I don't need anybody else's drama to back up my beef with Tamara or to give me firepower against Tamara, because Tamara gives me enough firepower on her own.
Yeah, but
you have your situation with Tamara. Jamie has his situation with Kim. Eric has his situation with Kim. I'm not part of that. So, I mean, I don't know where Denise popped up and thought she needed to freaking give me her life story or this history of Tamara. I mean, I don't care about the history of Tamara. I've seen enough.
What she wanted to really do was warn you about Kim and Mike's role. That's what she said in the chat room. So, you got an email address there.
Well, if I'm not gonna heed your warning and Eric's warning to me about Kim and Mike and the rest of them, what makes Denise think I'm gonna heed a stranger's warning about Kim and Mike? I've said multiple times, until Kim does something to me personally, or Mike does something to me personally, or anybody else from that group, I don't take up personal issue with any of them. I have conversations with them.
But
We
what I
banter
will
back and
say this
forth.
to Kim, prove that fucking Eric and Denise have been talking to each other. That's all I'm saying. Prove it. This is what YT Court is. You want fucking proof? Bring it. Bring the fucking proof. But once again, Kim, you're full of shit. But anyway, I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to say she's full of shit. No, that's me. That's my own personal thing with her.
Yes, everybody has the right to their own opinion. You have a right to your opinion. I have a right to my opinion. Eric has a right to his opinion, and Kim has a right to her opinion. Until this shit happens personally, I'm not gonna change my opinion based off of other people's drama that I had nothing to do with, or I was not involved in. I didn't witness it. I mean, so like I said, it stands right now that I am not going to sever ways with people that I don't have a personal beef with, that have a beef with my friends, my other friends. You see what I'm saying? And I will say that over and over and over up until the point where they do something that physically, mentally, or spiritually harms me.
And who hasn't said shit about the Eric and the Sentinels, Kim? You've done it too. All right? Everybody says shit about Eric and the Sentinels. But realistically, when you put shit on the Sentinels of the Truth, you're really putting your shit on Jeff Hayes, the Samaritan Sentinel. You're not really putting shit on me or Eric or Damien or whoever else. You're really putting shit on Jeff Hayes. When you really put down.
No, I kind of disagree with that, because Jeff hasn't been around in so long that for him to be personally attacked because of stuff being said about you or Eric or.
I know that, Jimmy. I know Jeff hasn't been around. I said many times this to Eric privately, but they keep bringing the channels of truth up. Realistically, if you really want to fucking know, there really isn't any channels of truth anymore. Realistically, there isn't. No. So, I don't know why people are still bringing up the Sentinels of Truth fucking name up to begin with. And most importantly, the Sentinels of Truth was created by Samaritan Jeff Hayes. That's what it comes down to. Now, when it comes to fucking Colleen, on the other hand, she keeps bringing up the defendant fucking chat group. That doesn't exist anymore. And that's where my issue came with her, when she started to post it all over fucking Twitter and YouTube. Right? And yes, Kim, you were there at one point of time. Don't fucking deny it. So was Mike Roth. So was Laurie Alexander. So was a few others. Not Becky. Brenda was there as well. That's where she got the information from. She passed that to fucking Colleen. And then Colleen put it all over fucking Twitter and fucking YouTube. And she still brings it up.
Now, Colleen is tacos, right?
Yeah. She's got another, funny enough, Taco's got another channel called Sugar Tacos for YouTube. She calls herself Sugar now. Right. She looks like a complete fucking geriatric fucking cunt.
I don't care what she looks like. All right, so I need to hop off here. I got to run a few errands. So I'm going to be on tonight's show. Everybody fucking tune in at 8 o'clock Central. Or 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Yeah, 8 o'clock Mountain Time. If Jamie's up and awake and able to do it.
I'm having coffee now. It's only another,
4 hours? Yeah. 3.5?
4, 3.5. And that. So we're going to do another Granny Fluid meeting. We're going to do a very special.
I know you're fucking listening, so I implore you to hop on tonight's live stream. I implore you, because I want you to present the facts of the allegations that you've made against me.
And no, Aaron Cox.
You can go straight to hell.
And no, Aaron Cocksucker.
I'm on. On that note, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, I've got more than one feeling. My feelings are not hurt. So join us at 10 p.m. Central. Not Central, Eastern Standard Time. where Granny Phil Production presents Monday Night Smackdown. Catch you later.